The basic set of rules that we follow here at Southgate Church are called the God rules. There's a G-O-D. The G stands for give the leader your full attention. So whoever is speaking, if you're in Elevate, whoever's on the platform, you give that person your full attention. The O stands for only righteous words may be used. Here in Elevate Kids, it's important that we're speaking to each other with respect. We're not using cuss words. We're not talking bad about other kids. And we're also not talking bad about ourselves. And the last one, D, don't be a space invader. This is a pretty big rule for kids because they love being all over each other, touching each other, pushing each other's chairs, all of the things. So it's important that we're retaining a respectful boundary of each other's and just keeping our hands to ourselves. So the way that we encourage the kids to follow the rules here at Southgate is before every class, we go over the rules. Every single week, no matter what you're doing, when you're reminding the kids what the rules are, you're basically telling them that you haven't forgotten that you expect them to follow those God rules. We also provide a little incentive with these cones. So in Elevate, we divide the platform into two. So one side is the girls' side, one side is the boys' side. As you're going through class, you will remind the kids that anytime someone is not following the God rules, that you will take a cone away. So in that case, let's say that Susie will not stop talking while you're teaching. You wouldn't from the platform stop her and say, Susie, please don't do that, because that disrupts the whole class, which then allows the kids to get out of control because you've already lost control because of Susie. So when you walk over and you take one of those cones away, all the girls are going to help police the room for you. So they'll all say, Susie, or whatever the case is, right? So then they will be more encouraged to not get any more cones taken away, because at the end of class, the amount of cones that the kids have left are candy. So if they have 2 cones left, then each kid, each girl would get to take 2 pieces of candy home. Let's say the boys still have 3 cones, then each boy would get to take 3 pieces of candy home with them. So this system works wonderful here in Elevate Kids, and I'm excited to use that with you. In addition to the God rules, we have a system of 3 categories that help us keep the kids engaged, and it helps us as teachers keep track and enforce the rules here in Elevate. So we have a green, a yellow, and a red category. So how these break down, green category items are basically things that the kids do because they're kids, right? So they might be talking during your lesson. That's a green category, because you should be able to say to that student, so-and-so, please, let's get it back together, and you can move on. You can correct them. They're easily corrected, and they're able to get back into the swing of things. Now, yellow categories are some of those same items that they're talking, maybe they're not sitting down in their seat, or they're just being disruptive. But you are not able to easily get them back on track. So you're having trouble with them the entire class, which sometimes we have kids that normally behave well that end up having days like that. So as a leader, one of the things that's really important is that we talk to them. We talk to them like we love them, and we try to figure out what it is that's going on with that kid. Because you never know what these kids are going through at home. You might know, but you don't always know what's going on. So it's important to me as the leader that we are finding out those things, and maybe they just not have had any sleep that night, or whatever. Maybe they had a bad day at school. Those things are all things that kids care about. And when they're caring about those things and we show that we care by asking them what's going on and if there's anything we can do to help, you're gonna build trust with them, because you're gonna show them that you care about them too. Now, situations in the yellow category are things that we need to talk to the parent about. So it's different from the green category, because green category items are things that you just blow past. You don't need to worry about telling the parents. We don't have to document anything. Those are just normal kid things. The yellow category items, the ones that you can't easily fix, those are things that we need to have a conversation with the parent about. And depending on the item, you might need to document something. However, if you're feeling like it's just a one-time thing, let's not worry about that. So the red category items are ones that we need to take very seriously. These are things like Any form of physical behavior towards another student, another teacher or leader, or even themselves. Bullying other kids, intentionally damaging church property, or just leaving or walking out of class without permission. So these red level items have to be taken seriously. These are things that we would get the parent for immediately. We wouldn't wait until the end of class. So you would also get the kids director to get involved as well. These items have to be documented. From there, the kids director will keep track of all the other steps. Outside of the green, yellow, and red categories, we have other systems in place that if a child has been written up more than one time in a month, or if the second time, then this happens. You can find all of that in the behavior policy that I will give you. However, that wouldn't be something I would expect you to enforce. That would be on the kids director, the lead pastor, and the parent. We would work those things out. However, I expect every kids ministry leader to be able to enforce the green, yellow, red policy. However, I feel like if you're getting the parent and the kids director involved, just be sure that the lead in your room knows what's going on.